Aleph Yosef in Sanhedrin, Perek writes, "V'isha shahayu la anashim harbe," a lady who had many husbands. Nire, it seems shetishar eitzal ha'achrein, that she will remain with the last husband. Kimisas v'ayda harishin deimel geirishin, because the first husband passing away is just like the same is just as good as getting divorced. Shekasev says liyuchel ba'ila harishin asher shelcha lashav lekachta, that it says the first husband will not be able to take back the first his wife. V'lachein larishin einu ru'uya achrei asher hutaman, therefore after she became impure from a different husband, the first husband is not able to remarry her. So he says that the wife will have to remain with the last husband. We'll have to find someone else. This is what they write. However, there are other poskim who disagree with this. They say that you can't compare marriage, divorce, to someone passing away. One of them is there's Chuvas Dvarya Yeshua.
He picked the Gadish. He didn't pick the die.
Yeah. So
he chose the Gadish. So now, okay. So
yeah. So one of them is the Chuvas Dvarya Yeshua, that he writes that you can't compare a divorce to passing away. It says that the din that you're not allowed to remarry your wife after she was with someone else applies only to divorce. And yeah, the lashon of the pasuk is asher shilcha, right? Lo yuchel ba'ila rishon asher shilcha, who sent her away. So it's not talking about someone who passed away. And he brings a raya from a tshuva, the Nevi of Yehuda. We'll see it in Sadat that is different. The halachas of a almana is different than the halacha of a grusha. Then in the fifth Maramakim, he writes, Chuvas Dvarya Yeshua Chelik Aleph Simin Pei Tes, says, Ein ladamis misa legerishin. You can't compare passing away to getting divorced. Even though both of them permit a woman to marry another man, there's a big difference. Like the person was asking, like in the Shayl in the Tshuva Neida Behuda asked, in Evan Ezer Simem Hey, the question over there was regarding do we say that a woman is obligated to respect her husband? Does that apply also to Almana? Does she also have this after he died, is she still required to have respect for him? Or do you say that she's considered like a divorcee, she is not obligated anymore to show respect for her husband? So the Kasav is Lashin, and he wrote, Mikol Makim, Kasha Ladamis Bezeh Misal Gedushin. You can't compare death to divorce. Bekama Dvarim, many things, Sai Benigla and Halacha, Ubenisser, and also Api Kabbalah. It's different. Even though divorce is not obligated to have kavod for her husband, it makes sense that a almana is still obligated to have kavod for her husband. So he wants to say that you can't bring a proof that it doesn't apply to here. And so there's a lot of places they write that the Isser doesn't apply. But the question is, even though the Isser doesn't apply, who's considered the main husband, and who will she return to? So there's a tshuva from Zera Emes. He writes, he brings the Gemara on Saito. Right? In the first Amud Gemara, the Gemara says that the Isha, person's wife, goes according to his maisim and his chusim that he did for the deeds that he did. But the Gemara asks, it says that 40 days before that in Shemayim they announce who's going to marry whom. So the has nothing to do with his maisim; it has to do with who it is. So it says no, one is zivag rishon, one is zivag sheni. Zivag rishon is according to his is that's what the Eibush should decide. Zivag sheni, the second marriage, is according to your maisim. So he says the makes sense to say that the zivag rishon it makes sense that the zivag rishon is the main marriage. That is the main one, and that's who she should go. That's who she should go back to. The first husband is the main husband. So this is what he wants to say at first, but then he got into a dilemma. He says, what happens? How do you decide who's the zivug rishon? Because let's say someone married a lady, and then she got divorced, or he passed away, and then she married a second man who this person is also his first marriage. So for both men, it's their zivug rishon. Right, so we say the zivug rishon is the main zivug, but you can have a case where it's the zivug rishon for both people. Both men, it's the first time they got married, but for her, it's her second marriage. So how do you decide who is the zivug rishon, who's the zivug sheni? So this is so the Zera Emes, he wants to say that it doesn't mean literally in time-wise who is first. He brings from the Alshich that sometimes someone can marry his zivug sheni first. How so? How can you marry your second, your zivug sheni first? Yeah, he says because in Shemayim they announce who you're supposed to marry, and that's your main wife. So sometimes a person messes up, he does something wrong. So therefore, he's not zeicha to find his zivug sheni, his zivug rishon, his main zivug which was prepared for him. He doesn't he isn't zeicha to marry her right away, and someone else will marry her first. And only a lady, and therefore he marries someone else. So who was supposed to be a zivug sheni, so the person who he marries first can end up being not the main zivug, and later he'll end up marrying the person who was supposed to be the zivug rishon. So he wants to say that you can't really know you can't really know who's the zivug rishon just because you married her first. Sometimes it could end up being the other way around. So he wants to say you can't really know. So it's not really clear. So he says, so he was discussing the question of where to bury her with the first husband or the second husband. So he says it makes sense. So he says you should think if you know which husband she was happier with, and she says who she wants to be buried with, so you bury her with her. So you see if they got along, if she got along better with one husband, or if they had more children with that husband, you can believe it makes sense to say that was the main zivug. The main zivug who she was supposed to be with, chances are that's the one that they got along better, and they had more children, and everything went well. The one that the spouse that she was not sliach with the most, chances are that was a zivug rishon, the main zivug. So, yeah. So you're saying you got the zivug sheni first, right?
No, it was the main one.
Yeah, you are.
That was love.
Yeah. So this is the discussion that comes up between the Paisim. So they want to say it's not so clear exactly who's the zivug rishon. You can't really know until Moshiach comes. But however, a lot of Paisim, a lot of Sfarim, the Sefer Mavar Yabik, and a lot of other Sfarim bring down a Zayar, which the Zayar says that clearly says that a lady who marries two husbands, la'asi, she's going to go back to the first husband. That's in the sixth Maramakim, Zayar, in Breishis Chav Aleph Beis. Says Mikan Ulifno. From here we learn out Nukva di Isnasivas Bitrein, a lady who married two men, one after another. Bahu Oma, in that world, Ahadros Likadma, she will return to the first one. And one of the Mefarshim near the Ibn Bina says, Pirush Nisis LeBeizan Nashim, she married two men, Zeh Achar Zeh, one after another. Then Chizeres LaAsi LeBayla Harishin. So she will go back to the first husband.
Then that lady has no problem.
Yeah, so according to this, everything is fine. And that was actually what the Matzav Yasha answered. He said that Lasulavi, she will go back to the first husband. One, because you can't marry them both at the same time. Yeah. One after another, she says La'asi, she will go back to Vayla Harishin. So whatever. So
she says she doesn't go by what I will.
So they say.
Like it or not?
So lapel.
I didn't like him. I got rid of him, so now I have to go back.
So he's saying is Valkarch if she didn't want.
That's what I had waited for Techiyas Hameisim for to go back to that.
So I don't know. So I don't know. Well, if she doesn't want to, will she be able to? I don't know what to say. We'll see when it happens. So this is the discussion. A lot of people say. So a lot of patients say on this that when it comes to burial, you should bury her with the first husband, and so it seems according to this. If the simple reading from this Zayar seems that she'll go back to the first one. But whatever, I'm saying like the like Sadia Gain said that we can't paskin halachis. Lasi Lavei Moshe Rabbeinu is going to be your Eliyahu Navi, and we have no rishus to paskin these halachis in Kaimam. So they're going to have the final say. So today's year, it's his brother. So the Masav Yasha, some Peskim, they gave other answers why the wife will be able to go back to the first wife, even if you want to say that it's considered like a divorce. They still wanted to say that for a different reason you can be able to go back to the first husband. Why? So the Tshuva, the Masav Yasher, he gives an interesting answer. He says that what's the reason you're not allowed to bring back? You're not allowed to marry. You're not allowed to marry a grusha. So he says because could be that someone, the Torah, so he brings from the Sefer Igeras Hatil, was written by the brother of the Maharal Miprag, and he was a Chavra of the Ramah, that he says that with the Eibusher, Igeras Hatil, I'm not sure why he named that. So he writes over there the reason why you're not allowed to do this, because the Torah is worried that a rich person might pay a poor person to divorce his wife, and he will want to marry his wife temporarily, and he'll pay him. So he'll divorce his wife, she'll marry him for a few months, and then he'll divorce her, and then she'll remarry to the first husband. So the Eivashai didn't like that, trying to do znus in a Eifan Ahmotar. So therefore the Eivashai made an isser that you can't remarry the first husband after she's married to someone else. So according to this, what? Yeah, but I'm saying what's Belevish? Who's going to decide what he really had in mind? Who's going to know? So
that does not apply if he died.
So according to this, he wants to say that Lasud Lovely, we're not going to have this problem. This isser of remarrying your first wife won't apply because Lasud Lovely, the Gemara in Sukkah says that the Ibishar is going to shech the Yetzer Hara. All these problems and all these issues come from the Yetzer Hara, and since the Yetzer Hara will be killed, therefore we won't have these issues, and therefore these halachas, this halacha of Machzik Gerushasi won't apply anymore. So this is what the Masav Yasher wants to say, and it's great. It's a scary territory because with Amol you can decide which mitzvahs apply, which mitzvahs don't apply. It's a gray area already. According to this, he also wants to answer a question that. Right, Yaakov, we said before, Yaakov married 4 sisters, right? How could he marry 4 sisters? So back then, it was before Matan Torah, so there's no isser of marrying sisters. But his question is, what happens also lovely? By Techiyas Hameisim,
They weren't sisters.
they were from all the same father.
Same father, but not
The same father, and 2 of them from the same mother, no? So the question comes up, Koydem Matan Torah, Yaakov was able to marry them. But what happens also by Techiyas Hameisim, they're all going to come back to life. It's Achar Matan Torah. So how will Yaakov be able to marry back his Rachel, Leah, and will be able to remarry them? So he wants to say, he says the same reason. He wants to say that, what's the reason you're not allowed to marry 2 sisters? He says the Sefer Chinuch says that because the Eibusher want that they should be shalim ba'idam, and you make 2, and they're supposed to be shalim between siblings. And you make 2 siblings marry the same person, you're going to cause, in a place where they're supposed to be shalim, you're going to cause fights. And that's why the Eibusher didn't want you to marry 2 sisters. If he says, La'asil Lava, you're not going to have Yetzer Hara, we're not going to have fights anymore, so this issue won't apply, and Yaakov will be able to marry, to remarry them. So this is saying it's very mechudishtik, and this is what the Masav Yasher wanted to answer. A second answer we have from the Tshuvos Rav Paulim, which is for the Ben Ish Chai. He gave another answer. Why is there no problem of remarrying your first wife when Moshiach comes? He says by Techiyas Hameisim, what happens? Your body went back to the dirt, it rotted, and then Lasalavi, the Eibusher is going to bring your body back together. So he says there's no problem. He says once that happens, you're like a new person. all the dinim of people you're not allowed to marry relatives and all these halachas, they won't apply, because once you're Techiyas Hameisim, your body was recreated. You're a new person, just like we say Gershon is Gayer, Katan Shnei Dami. Once after you go through a gear, you're like a new person, and you're not related to any of your previous siblings. So to Last Love Techiyas Hameisim, the Eibush will bring us back to life. You're a new person. All these things don't apply. And so this is why he wants to say that there's no, the Shuvas Rapal says no problem of remarrying the first husband, even though she married someone else. And according to this, he also answers the question about why was Yaakov allowed to marry 4 siblings. Right? We said before that Shuvas Matzav Yasher said there's no problem because it was before Matan Torah. He says because they were what? So he also answered that Matzav Yasher says it wasn't a problem because before Matan Torah. So that's not good enough because the Avis kept Kol Torah Kula even before it was given. So he says the reason why it's not a problem because before he married them, he was Megayer them. Once he's Megayer them, Gershon is Gayer Katan Shnei Dami. So they're not considered sisters anymore. Therefore, he's able to marry them. And he says, so to Lasa Lamed, there's no problem. Once by Techiyas Hameisim, they're a new person. All the relations they had before don't apply anymore. Therefore, there's no problem. So this is a few answers why they say there's no problem of remarrying first. And a wife to remarry her first husband by Lasa Lamed, by Techiyas Hameisim. Let's go to Rabbi Gerlitzky in a Sefer Yemesh HaMoshiach V'Halacha. See, on this Shuvas Rav Poland, he says that Lasa Lamed by Techiyas Hameisim, you're going to be like a new body, you're going to be a new person, and all previous relations don't apply. He wants to connect this between there's conflicting midrashim how Techiyas Hameisim happen. Whether it's going to be for the luz bone stays forever, and the Eibusher is going to recreate you from that bone, or does the whole body rot, and from the dirt where your body rotted, the Eibusher is going to bring all the elements back together and bring you back. Yeah. So he says, according to the Medrash that says that it's going to be from the luz bone, and according to the Medrash that says that the Eibusher will bring the body back from the dirt and recreate it. So that makes sense that it's going to be a new being. It's going to be a new body. The Eibusher recreated it. Nothing is left from the first body. Everything rotted. So then it makes sense like the Ben Ish Chai says, but if you say that it's going to be from the Etzem HaLuz, that one part of the person never got destroyed and was there forever, so then it's misnaver to say that it's going to be a hemshech of the first person. It's going to be maybe it's not, maybe it won't be considered like a new person. It'll still be the same halachas have the old person that was there before. So you want to see maybe it's connected with these two medrashim. Yeah, so that's the discussion. So to summarize, so we had, right, so the question was, one is not allowed to remarry his wife after he divorced and she married to someone else. So the question came, what will be Lasa Lavi by someone who's a lady whose first husband passed away and she married someone else? Can she go back to the first husband? So there's some places who want to say that the halacha is she won't be able to go back. But on the other hand, many Pesachim said that it's not you can't compare the two. There's a difference between divorce and a almana and death. From passing away, that the same din and don't apply. And also we gave some other reasons why it doesn't apply, because maybe these halachas won't apply, like Matzav Yasher said, or like the Rav Polim said that it will be a new body and all previous relations will be null. It will be a new body by Techiyas Hameisim, a new person, and previous relations don't apply. And we also said it wasn't clear who from the Zayar, it was implied from the Zayar that she will go back to the first husband. But at the end of the day, right, the Sadi again says that Moshe Rabbeinu, they're going to have the final say and they will pass on these halachas.